Hello there. This is your girl, Miss B, and welcome to the Babe Cave. Like as you come in, please and thank you. And if you have been here before, welcome back to the channel. And if you haven't been here before, welcome. Please make sure you like this video, like I just said before, and shout out to my mods and my subscribers. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Now let's get back into the business. Hello there. Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all. Happy Sunday, everybody. My allergies are acting up, so bear with me. We're gonna get into the Shaniqua stuff, and we're gonna get into some other stuff, and then I'm gonna get off of here. It is Sunday, so Housewives is coming on tonight. More importantly, 90 Day Fiance is coming on tonight, and that is just where my focus is. I hope you guys caught the live yesterday where I was discussing a few things, because if y'all did not catch that live yesterday, unfortunately the live is private and I will not be unprivating that live. You guys got to catch me when I go live to do commentary, because those lives will never stay public. They will always be private immediately after, or unlisted, depending on what I said, how I felt about what I said. So yeah. Let's get right into this mess with 50 Cent and his baby mother child. We getting right to it. No time to play games. We getting right to
unanswered questions, a lot of preconceived notions, a lot of disparaging lies that have been told about me from your favorite rapper. But this is going to be story time. I'm going to start doing it on my live. We're going to start to get to some truth telling, and we're going to get into it. Thank you. And we're going to get into it. So, like I said, I'm Shaniqua. I'm Charlene from the movie, in which you can see I was depicted in a great light. I was with 50 for about 12 years. We have one son together. I have an eldest child, Mia. I was the one who took care of him. I was the one who took him to my mom's house when he got shot. Saved his life. I was the one before he got shot and he signed with J&J Records. I was the one who was taking care of him financially, was working 18 hours a day on a toll bridge. Paying for DAX, reels, studio time, jewelry, tattoos, companies. Rotten Apple Records, his first company. Like I was that person. So it wasn't me getting with 50 when he was who he is now. It was I was there with him from the beginning. I am G Unit. I am G Unit. So when he got shot, he never wanted to place me along in with his lies and his wanted to create his own narrative. But Marquise and I were there when he got shot. It was me, him, Marquise, his grandmother was in the yard, 50, and JU. And JU had his girlfriend in the car. And we were there with no shots right now. And we're going to get more into that. We're going to get more into that. So you're going to get to know me during these lives, and you're going to get more into that. So I don't know what topic y'all want to go into first. What's hot, what's not. I don't know if you want to go into the Diddy trial, Daphne Joy, because that's how this all started, was with the queen from not Philippines comment that I made. Because I'm getting DMs, of course, you can tell I'm from Queens, I'm not from the Philippines, but I was getting a lot of DMs and people thinking that it was me. Okay, so you're saying remove the comments. Okay, so how do I do that? Let me see. Oh well, y'all saying remove the comments. Wait, hold on. I don't know how to do that. Wait, hold on. Okay, so we're not gonna get into that right now. It's just gonna be aggravating. I forgot where I was at. So so that's how it came about. The Queen from Philippines comment. We all know the Diddy trial is going on, and we all know my son's father is not happy with it. Like, he's not happy. But what Daphne is doing is indicative to her character. It was so it's been rumored and known for years that she has been a pole girl from Vegas. Like that's known. That's known. And he knew that when he beat her up. in California, which he seems like that's just so buried how he beat her up. It was a domestic violence case in California. The California Clerk's office tried to contact me. Hey, y'all tried to contact me to testify in that case. They contacted my child support attorneys for me to question me and to testify in Daphne Joy's domestic violence case, which I declined. What
made you decline?
As I'm a mother first and I'm a woman, but she, during the duration of the relationship with her and 50, she gave me so much shade and she was trolling me along with him. Like she thought she was superior. She thought her and her child were going to be superior to Marquise and I. So I said, I'll sit this one out.
But did she ever come at you and like troll you any kind of way?
Yeah, she always did subliminals all the time. Absolutely. I can't remember. I have to go back. I Snapchat and I save everything. But it used to be on Twitter all the time. She would just throw the subs. So, and I could understand it because it's like, I left him. I don't want him. I don't communicate with him often. So I could not understand why she was upset about you have him. So you have a child by him. So I'm not in the scenario, so I can understand.
So how old, around what year was that though that this took place? Because I think the child, how old is
I think it was about maybe 2008, 2011, because at the time, before he got with her, he was with Ciara. So he left Ciara to be with her, to be with Daphne, which I can understand because Marquise loved Ciara. His family adored Ciara, and he left Ciara to be with Daphne.
You said about 2008, 2009.
No, yeah, maybe him and Ciara probably maybe 2010. I'm not sure, but I know he was with the girl Daphne maybe like 2011, 2012, somewhere around there. But
how old is Saya now?
I don't know. I would have to Google it. I don't know. I just know that him and I, he's a Virgo. I do know that. Like him and I, like days apart in birthday, but I don't know how old he is. I have to look. I'm guessing maybe 10, 11, maybe. I don't know.
So for Marquise is what, 29, 28? How old is Marquise?
28.
So they're about 16 years difference? 17?
Yeah, probably more than that. Right, like over 10 years. But Floyd was dating Miss Jackson at the time, and he hooked Boo up with Daphne. He hooked them up. I guess Floyd got the last laugh because he said, I told you not to have no baby by. And we all see, if you go to Floyd's page now, which we all know Floyd is his best friend, or was his best friend, on his page now, Floyd has a post saying to Boo Boo, and the first line it says in that post, you're just mad because Marquise's mother don't want to be with you. And I'm assuming we all know if you have a best friend, your best friend knows all your secrets and who you care about. And that's what Floyd said first line out the gate.
So being a Floyd, what was the fallout between Floyd and his son's father about?
50 wanted to try to get into the boxing business. So as I don't know if everyone knows, like I was very close with Floyd's children's mother, Josie Harris. God bless her dead. I love Josie. Sweet friend, just all around great person. I just wanted to say that. Floyd, Boo Boo wanted to get into the boxing business. And Floyd is like, no, we're friends. Like you have your business, I have my business, but he wanted to get into the boxing business. So he thought he was gonna, Josie told me he went to Floyd's parents. Like if he was asking for a hand in marriage, you know how you go to a girl's parents ask for a hand in marriage. So he went, perfect. I just want to have your blessings. I want to get into business with Floyd. And Floyd was like, no. He wanted to just be friends, and that's what Boo Boo would say. Boo Boo would say, oh, you know, Floyd want to be. He would tell me Floyd want to prick fingers and be blood brothers, like because he wasn't genuine in a friendship. So, which is typical of him. Like he's not genuine in any relationship. As we can see, he can't maintain a personal relationship with anyone. So he was upset, but and that's how the beef started because Floyd wanted to keep it his friend, and his business separate.
Totally understand. When I see that you calling him Boo Boo, some people don't know why you calling him Boo Boo. So you want to tell them?
It's not a pet name. So it's not a pet name. That was his name from around the area in Queens, and so it's not a pet name. So it's not like, oh my Boo Boo. No, that's what people call him, Boo or Boo Boo. You know, Boo from 134 and God Road. So it's a nickname.
Also been around for a while. So let me ask you a question because this is going to be widespread at this point because of what happened last week. What made you want to do this now? Why now?
Just tired of 50 controlling the narrative. Tired of him controlling the narrative for so many years and lying. Like, just it's nothing else. You know, it's three sides of the truth, but the truth is, you know, whatever the saying, how it goes. You know, he's just a liar. He just lies. He manipulates. He spins. And I didn't realize that there are so many impressionable, weak people that they see his character. He shows his character all day and night on his Instagram, and they believe what he happens to say about someone just because you like some of his songs and you feel like he's successful. I don't understand it.
Is there any financial gain from 50 Cent at this point, from him to you? Because people may say you still want money. There was a viral clip about Marquise with child support at 27. Can we touch on that real quick?
All lies. He paid child support. My child support declaration was until Marquise was 21. He hasn't paid child support in like 8 years.
So the video with him saying about paying the money, what was it, no joke? I think something like that. The video, the guy that did the interview with Marquise, that was the old video basically.
Say that again. Could you repeat that, please?
Got a little background noise. I said that. Remember the video when Marquise that came out he was talking about he wanted child support at 26 years old. I think he did an interview with No Joke or something like that. Was that an old interview?
Which was untrue. Marquise was stating that we jumped out of a burning house without pajamas on. We lost everything. He was saying to Choke, I would like to call him a different name, but I'm not. He was saying to him that I had to start my life over with nothing but $6,700. And to the average person, I guess that's a lot. And I get that because that's not the average child support. But average child support goes to average people. Marquise's father is not the average person, so he's not going to receive the average child support. His life is not the average life. And it's not about just wanting materialistic things and saying that it's not the average life. Being with his dad and all the drama and chaos that comes with it, he's supposed to be well-fed, organically fed, well-tutored, behind someone's gated community, security. That's what it is. At one point, when the Murder Inc. trial was going on, Chris Lighty suggested that we homeschool Marquise for security purposes.
Did y'all get threats?
No, not that I know of, but just for security purposes, he should be homeschooled. We homeschooled, Marquise was homeschooled. So now that I decided I don't want to be with you, you just say, oh, that's it, you just throw us to the wolves?
Well, let me ask you, because people say, we're going to touch on a few things because the home burning, we'll get to that in a second. Why didn't you want to be with him? Because at this point, he's a famous rapper. Gino is clicking. He's a sex symbol in a sense because he's in great shape. Why wouldn't you want to be with somebody at that point in his career?
Because he was abusive. Well, he still is abusive. I'm just not in his presence, but he's abusive. Emotionally, physically, he's abusive. And the last straw for me was he hit me in front of my daughter. And I said, as a mother, if I allowed her to see him hit me and stay with him, what example am I setting for my daughter? And that's when that was it for me. It was that and another incident with Marquise. So it was two incidents, but it was kind of close. And there was another incident with Marquise, Yayo, and Banks used to have an apartment they used to share in Manhattan.
So she's accusing 50 Cent of abusing her financially, physically, abusing their son financially. She expected 50 Cent to keep up the lifestyle that he afforded to her and her son after they wasn't together. Okay, that's what we got so far.
And I went to pick 50 up from there. So Marquise told me that I guess he had a girl there, a girl that, he just told me something. So him and I got into an argument. He beat the mess out of me and then told Marquise, see, it's your fault. I had to whoop your mother's ass. So those were the two incidents for me that I said, no, it's time to go.
So the abuse was there. Okay. About what year was that? You remember?
I left him in about maybe 2007, 2008, around that year at my time.
So basically, it was from you to Sierra, then to most
I mean,
recent.
he definitely had different hoes in different areas. Because let's say if Marquise was with him, he had a different woman with him. But like that's not none of my business. But Ciara was like his main girlfriend at the time, which Marquise like really, really liked him. Like he always said. And by the way, it's so crazy. Marquise always expressed how much he liked Ciara. But when he met Daphne, I never forget. We were visiting New York, and his dad and Daphne was staying at his grandparents' house, and I was staying at my grandmother's house. So he took Marquise over to his grandparents' house, whatever little visit or whatever. And Marquise came back and he looked at me and he said, "Mommy, she's not for my father." And I said, "Well, why don't you tell me?" Tell you that. Tell him that he's not. She's like, she's just. I said, well, what did she? Is she nice to you, or did she disrespect me? He's like, she didn't do anything to me. She said she's just not for my father. And that's what's so crazy. Like he didn't like her from the jump, but like I said, with adored Ciara, but didn't like her. I don't want to say he didn't like her. He just said that whatever he said, I don't know if it was like a discernment. He just said it. She just wasn't. Was that?
Now, I got a quick question before we get to the home burning situation, which is kind of deep. That wasn't the first time that he abused you, was it?
No, but when it filters out in front of the children, like the first time he ever hit me, to be honest, was I'm gonna talk about this. This is a lot of cathartic moments and stuff, but the first time, I don't even think I've told you this. I think the first time he hit, and I don't think I know, the first time he hit me, I was pregnant with Marquise. Belly out to here.
Well, let me ask you. So Marquise, I'm pregnant with Marquise, so still on 12 years. What makes a female stay when she's getting abused?
I won't say what makes a female stay. I can say what made me stay. And
but that's a better question. I'm just because we're talking to the 600 people. So I just want, because a lot of people say, "Oh, it's the money, it's the money, it's the money."
Oh, but he didn't have any money then. Like I was taking care of him. He didn't have any money then. He didn't. I was pregnant with Marquise in '96. He didn't become 50 Cent until 2003. 2003, yeah, 2003. I think give us trying to get on 2003, 2000. So he didn't have any money. He wasn't this big drug dealer that he tries to claim to be. First of all, he never was a big drug dealer. He was always a corner boy. Let's get that straight. Like anybody from Jamaica, Queens, Southside Jamaica, Queens, Boo was known for his hands, and he was a corner boy. He may have like little Yales and that under him, but he was always a corner boy. He was no big time drug dealer, and he wasn't that. And not discredit him, but I just say he was known for fighting. He was good with his hands, but he was never no big time drug dealer. He had a nice when I got with him. He had a Land Cruiser, then he got the big Benz, and I guess maybe that gave the facade that he was this big time guy. Everybody from the neighborhood used to look like, you talking to him like he wasn't that guy. Well, he was not. So.
Right. So some of the things that the chat wants to know is how many times did he get shot? Some say 5, 9, 10, 11. Who knows? Did you know how they asked you what it was? How many times he got shot?
Absolutely, I know because I was there. I was there with him in the hospital for weeks, to the point where once he was not in his induced coma. Once he saw I was there, he did not let me leave his side. But he was shot 5 times. 5 times. Once in the jaw, the arm, the hip, and everything else was like little like flesh wound, but 5 times. It was not 9. He said he came up with 5. His reasoning to me why he said he came up with 5 was because Tupac got shot 5 times. He said Tupac got shot 5 times, so he wanted to sensationalize it because he didn't want to be compared to Tupac. He wanted to make it bigger than what Tupac was. That's what. But he got shot 5 times. That's a fact.
So 50 Cent is running around here lying, saying that he got shot 9 times and he only got shot 5 times, and y'all just heard his reasonings for lying. Like, come on.
I was in constant communication with the doctors. I was his next of kin. He got shot 5 times.
And you was there, because people in the debate, were you there?
I was when he got shot or in the hospital.
Well, both. In the shot?
I was there in front of the house when he got shot. Like I said, his grandmother was in the yard planting flowers. Marquise and I had walked him to I can't explain the house, but I kind of could, but the house had a porch, so he was still like an outside porch. So Marquise and I was standing in the outside porch. JU came and spoke. If you hear even JU's interviews, which By the way, coming soon. I have so much footage with God. Recipes JU. I got so much footage with JU, and that's going to definitely come out soon. Yeah, we were there. Marquise and I were there. We were there. And he never placed me there. Like I said, like to control the narrative. He never placed me there. But Marquise and I were there. We were there. Me, Marquise's grandmother, and JU. And JU's girlfriend was in the car. His girlfriend at the time was in the car.
So 50 Cent, let me get this straight. You're just lying. You just be lying. Or you don't tell certain stuff that you don't want to be known.
Just going back in time real quick. So how old was Marquise when he got shot?
He was 3 years. He was about 3 going on 4.
And let's get to the house burning now, because there's a lot of speculation, a lot of stories about the house getting burnt up. You want to recap on that? You want Marquise to come in? I think Marquise is in the chat as well.
I think he wants to. One of the.
Well, let me ask you this way: what makes you say he did it, though?
We got into a fight that Monday at my lawyer's office. I have a police report. He threatened me. He tried to hit me, but I ran. He threatened me. He said he was going to have someone come do something. He said, and watch how I get down. He said it. And that Friday, that was Monday. That Friday, I had to do my deposition. I was taking my piece to school. A Magnum car was following me. I don't know if you remember the Dodge Magnums, and everybody knew back then all of GUNIT members rode Dodge Magnums. Was following me to Marquise at school. I ditched the car, drove to Queens, and drove to my grandma's house. Mia was already in school. I get to the courthouse. I do my deposition. I come back outside. It was a guy following me, trying to intimidate me to the point where my lawyer was so worried that she would just please be careful. So he was trying to kick me out the house, and he couldn't get me out the house. And that's another thing where he says, like, oh, he went to Suffolk County. They gave me an eviction, but I took it to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court allowed me to stay, so he couldn't get me out the house at the time. And then his lawyer, and I have in my deposition papers, which once I started doing my YouTube channel, I could be able to side by side and bring up stuff. His lawyer actually asked me where was my evidence, and that was the first part of the house to burn down. I don't think that was a coincidence.
Right. Who was on the house at the time when it got set on fire?
That's another thing. He tried to create the narrative. It was me, my boyfriend. No man lived with me in that house. And I will repeat, no man lived with me in that house. No man, except for Marquise, and he wasn't a man at the time. He was a child. It was me, my daughter, Marquise, a family friend, and she had gotten into an argument with her husband. So it was her and her son, and my youngest sister. My mom had passed away, so I had custody of my youngest sister.
How old was your children?
He's probably about 12. Mia probably about maybe 16, 17.
So those are minors. We had 2 minors, teenager, 3 minors. Was 4 minors? Anyway.
The minors was Marquise, my daughter, my youngest sister, and yeah, I'm not gonna say his name, but yeah, it was 4 minors.
Do you think it was a move to try to scare you or try to get rid of you? What do you think the motive was behind to really get rid of you or to scare you out of the house, honestly speaking?
I think it was to kill us. Because the time, it wasn't like it happened when the kids were in school, maybe I was there by myself, or it happened that I was just sleeping. No one's up. It was still dark outside. To the point where when I heard the glass shatter, because what happened was Marquise was sick that day. Even though I was going to take him to school, like I said, the car was following me, but he was sick. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to ditch this car. I don't feel safe taking him to school, but I'm going to take him to my grandma's house. So Marquise was sick that day. I could not sleep. And that's why I said, I don't want to get all holy roll on everybody, but that's when I say, if you don't know God is real, I feel sorry for you.
For real.
Because I could not sleep. At the time, I was sleeping downstairs in the guest room. Everyone else was upstairs. I waited. Like I said, a close family friend, her husband, they got into an argument. So I waited for her. Or I slept on the couch in the family room. I brought her in the house, set her upstairs, and I stayed in the guest room downstairs. I could not sleep. I kept waking up. And so I said, you know what? I said, Marquise, let me go check on him, because Marquise had a habit of throwing up in his sleep. So I said, you know what? Let me check on him. I was going to just check on him, and I ended up getting into bed with him. But so let me just keep, because he was kept coughing. So I was like, you know, I get scared he's gonna throw up in the sleep, and choke. Marquise's coughing kept me from being in a deep sleep, but I still was concerned about what was going on. Like I said, people were following me. They were at the courthouse, so I was concerned. But I couldn't quite get into a deep sleep. So Marquise's bedroom was in front of the house. So once I heard the glass shatter, I went to the front of the house, and it was pitch dark. I couldn't see anything. So just in that second, I came from Marquise's room to the top of the stairs. I went down maybe 3 steps, and the flame just shot up to the ceiling. It was just, we couldn't even make it downstairs.
So you're the first person that's seen the fire. What I'm getting from this, right? So
I heard the glass shatter. So my daughter said, so she said she thought I broke something because all she heard was me cursing. But for some reason, I was so enraged. I was like, this motherfucker. This motherfucker sent somebody to burn the house down. So my daughter said she just heard glass and me cursing. So she just assumed that I dropped the glass or something. And I just kicked into action. I just got everybody out their rooms. We had like a little bonus room upstairs, like we had like a couch and a television and stuff. We couldn't go that way, so then we go to my sister's bedroom. So my sister's bedroom had like a little awning, like where the backyard and the pool was. So I kicked out the screen so we could jump down to the awning to jump out. So I saw a man there. So I got a little hesitant. I was like, oh my gosh, what if he's coming to finish us off? And it happened to be an off-duty police officer.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so he was already on the phone with 911. He said so later on I found out he saw the smoke, and he was going to get his daughter from, like, I think he said she was at a hotel. You know how they have prom parties at a hotel, and he said the highway, whichever way he takes, it didn't take him that way. He saw the smoke, came up the driveway, and saved our lives.
Y'all got out from the downstairs or upstairs? From upstairs?
We couldn't make it downstairs. I said, like, I got to the 4th step, and the flames engulfed, like, it just shot. Like, literally, it looked like a movie. Like, I can't explain. Like, it just like it just went from the floor to the ceiling. So we couldn't make it downstairs.
So what did you do? You jumped out the windows?
Yeah, we jumped out the window. My sister, where her bedroom was towards the back of the house. So she had an awning, like, from the sliding door. So we jumped down from her window to the awning to the floor. But the off-duty police officer was there to break our fall. But I have to report that he threatened me. I have all of that. Yeah, I never changed my story. From the 911 call, the man asked me who did it to me. I said my story never changed. It never changed. It never.
Did you speak to him after that?
Who?
50 Cent.
No, not after. We're in court for child support at this time, in custody. So no, he set out his press statement. I hope everyone's okay. Then he calls Marquise like days later, but then I hear him questioning him. And so I got on the phone and I was like, what are you asking me these questions? But he's questioning, like, where you at? And I'm just like, at this point, like, you don't need to know where we're at. Like, it's safety. He's like, shut the fuck up, bitch. And he started cursing at me and whatever, and I hung up the phone. So I think Chris Lighty had got in contact with me. He wanted to give Marquise, he wanted to give Marquise his own phone so he could talk to his dad. In a box full of big clothes, like maybe like about 4 pants and about 6 shirts. Like, that's what his father gave him, a telephone and 4 pants and 6 shirts.
Oh, so Marquise was still talking to his father at that time.
Well, no one had phones. Like, after I ended up getting a phone, because no one, like, I didn't, it's the fire. I think my daughter was the only one who grabbed her phone, because I didn't even have a phone. Like, I was in my pajamas, like, literally, not to be so graphic or vivid, like, I didn't have any underwear. Like, I had on like it was a little juicy cover up. It was terrycloth, and I would wear it as pajamas. I didn't even have on underwear, shoes, nothing. I didn't have a phone. So we were coughing, so we all were coughing. So the paramedics told us that we probably have like smoke inhalation. They took us to the hospital. I have a good friend. She came and brought us some clothes, and yeah,
I gotta ask you a question. There's people that say, well, y'all wasn't together, right, when it happened, right?
Yeah, I had just left him, maybe not. We weren't even broken for a year at that time. I don't think it was not even a year. No. So
people want to ask, man, in the chat, probably gonna say, well, why did you stay at his house if y'all was broken up? Or was it a house that he bought for you?
It was a house that he brought for me. So if I'm his son's primary caretaker, which, by the way, when people always try to say, oh, you brainwashed him, you this, you that, the man has plenty of money at that time. We have a custody agreement. He signed over all his rights voluntarily. So the court gave Marquise his own separate attorney. He signed over all his rights voluntarily. Like, say if I wish I would have had the agreement out if I was thinking I would have it next time. I'll have everything so I could read it verbatim. Like if Marquise was on a life support system, it's I would consult with his father, but I made the final decision and everything with Marquise, where he lived, where he go to school. The only thing he asked was I couldn't change his surname, which is his last name, and if I moved or went out of a certain proximity, he would have to know. But he had every other weekend. I didn't trust him, so I would have him meet me at the precinct. He had every other weekend and every other holidays, to the point where he didn't keep up with his visitations. I was able to move to Georgia and he didn't even know, because he wasn't keeping up with his visitation. Not that I was keeping it from him. I was able to move to another state and he did not know because he wasn't keeping up with his visitation.
Now, do you think because he didn't want to, or he just was busy being the entertainer artist?
No, I think he didn't want to, because it's nothing that you're gonna be so busy to see your child. Like, I don't care. Like, don't get me wrong, he's a busy artist, but when I was with him, he made time and he saw Marquise all the time. Well, we lived together, but he's traveling, it's a lot. But you saw him then, so I don't understand like why that we're not together. You can't see him, and that's what he would do in the court. And sometimes the judge would check him. He was like, "Oh, well, he always wanted to come to my house to see him." And I'm like, no. So the judge was like, well, you could go get him and take him to the park or take him to your grandmother's house in Long Island. Why do you have to sit with Miss Tompkins to see him? Then after the fight, I got a new number. He tried to get the.
Hey, Big O. We're just looking at 50 Cent's baby mother. She is exposing him in a way. So yeah, we're just.
Of course, it made me give him his number. I said, no, Marquise has his own phone. It's no need for you to talk to me.
You think it was all about you? Let me ask you a question, right? Do you think he wanted, I'm gonna say this, do you think he loved you more than he loved his child?
Well, he told my sister that. So my middle sister was living with us in Pennsylvania. She wasn't getting along with not even say she wasn't getting along with my stepfather. My stepfather was very mean to my middle sister, but that's another story. So I went and got my middle sister and I brought her to live with us, which
50. I know you ain't tell this girl you loved her more than you loved your own son, bro. 50. Curtis?
which I can say, I'm always going to keep it all the way G. I'm going to keep it all the way official. Boo Boo even helped me with my sister. Like, he would take her to school while I go to work. We always worked good as a team together. And my sister said one day he was taking her to school and they were talking about my sister's situation with my stepfather. And he was saying that he was expressing to my sister, if that were me, like if I would have put my hands on Mia, which is my daughter, he's like, your sister I would have been out of there. Like, he's like, she wouldn't play all of that. So that's what he was expressing to my sister. And my sister said he then looked at her and said, but I love your sister more than I love dumb kids.
What?
And that's what he said to my sister. I love your sister more than I love them kids. And he always used to get upset with me because he felt like I poured too much in my children. I paid them too much attention. Like, he would come home sometimes. Marquise is like, say like Marquise and I were laying down watching TV, and he would come in and say, get out of my bed watching my TV with my woman. I'm his mother, and he's a little kid. Like, I'm his mother, and he's a little kid.
Thank you, CC Life.
That was his mentality. But we were very close. Like, we were, old times weren't bad. We were very close. We were very, very close. We were very, very, very close. And even me leaving him wasn't the easiest decision. Like that was not easy. That wasn't easy. That wasn't easy. Like when you love someone and care for someone to that magnitude, that wasn't easy. To break up my family unit, that wasn't easy. But I know I deserve better. But I still will put myself in my back pocket for my children. My children didn't deserve to see their mother being mistreated to the point where now that my daughter's older, I always talk to my children, but it's like she's sharing more emotions. She's sharing more emotions with me. Now that she's getting older and saying how like that kind of affected her.
So we got a lot to talk about. You know, we're gonna limit this.
Yeah, it's gonna limit this. I thought we were gonna get into the Daphne Joy.
Nah, but the thing is, we don't want to. I get it. Has it been an hour yet?
I don't know. I'm
She seems to be a little bitter over the whole Daphne Joy and 50 Cent having a baby thing. Like she seems very bitter over Daphne Joy, and I don't understand why she's so bitter. Like, how could you be bitter over a woman? Like, I'm never gonna be bitter or jealous of a woman that I see not respecting herself. That enough for me. I could never hate on none of these bitches I see up on these panels or anything like that on YouTube at all, because y'all don't like a lot of y'all do not respect yourselves. So why be jealous of somebody that don't respect themselves? That's just my personal opinion.
My time in it. I don't know. I thought that's what we was getting into. That was an interesting story to say how that came about.
Yes, very jealous.
You want to get into that?
You know, a lot of comments. I would love to know. Y'all gonna know why 50 really is mad at Diddy, and it's not what y'all think it is.
Yeah, it's a whole story behind it.
It's a whole story behind it, and it's not over. Lady Boy is not.
So I'm gonna ask one question. Like, right? I'm not gonna get to that. I'm gonna do that on the next Diddy situation.
Okay.
Somebody wants to know in the chat, did he? Because you put up the post on your story about that thing, saying that he sexually abused her.
Yeah.
Did you ever experience anything like that? Or was it just basically physical stuff or fighting and back and forth?
No, I have experienced sexual abuse. Yes.
So now she's saying that he sexually abused her?
It sounds odd for women because it's like there was no Me Too movement. You know, from
big old
our culture, it's like, how could your boyfriend rape you or sexually assault you? Because no means no.
Not too much already.
No means no. I don't care if you get a girl butt naked and she says no, that means no. So yes, I have. I don't know within me. I don't know if it's this black girl strength that for some reason it's easier to talk about that the physical part of the abuse. That's easier for some reason than to talk about the sexual. I don't know why, and that's something I have to probably work through and maybe just try to like understand. But yeah.
Well, why you never reported it though? People might want to ask, well, you got sexually abuse, you got physical abuse. Why you never said that?
I didn't say something. I've always said something. If anybody ever listened, I have court testimony where I'm saying he's abusive. I have order of protection in the court where I'm listing some of the abuse. So this is documented. The IG world don't know. Maybe the fans don't know, but no, it's documented. People who work with him has witnessed it. It's documented.
All right. Well, let me ask you a question. It's up to you now. If you want to go into the Daphne Diddy with the host, you want to do it now? You want to do it on your next live? What you want to do? It's up to you.
I don't know.
They're telling the interviewer to ask certain questions, but these are the things that we know. No one knew in detail. There's some people saying they knew, some people didn't know. I mean, it's almost 750 people here. But now the Daphne stuff is the new stuff, right?
Yeah, that's the new stuff. I mean, that's
I have the inside on that. So,
yeah, for sure.
You want to go there? You want to save it for the next live? It's up to you. It's your call.
I don't know.
Go there.
I don't want you to get at me like I'm holding back shit, but it's on you.
What are you thinking?
Well, if we want to continue to do these lives, we can spin the block tomorrow and really build it up. Everybody say drop the T, bro. That's the question, bro.
I'm going to put it this way. Okay, we're going to probably spin up. It's not probably like that, but we're definitely spin the block and that. But it's just not what y'all think it is. It's
hold on, shut up, bitter Betty. I never heard about him being abusive neither. Like, so just like I didn't know that him and Tiara was in a whole relationship with each other. I did not know that. I had no idea about that. No idea at all. So like I'm just confused about a few things right now. I'm confused about a few things. If y'all hear my cat crying in the background, that's because one of my cats, she's going through it. She's a female, so us females know what time it is. So please try to disregard my cat. She can't help herself. Definitely about to go and get her spayed because I can't deal with this noise every goddamn month.
It's not.
No, it's really not.
It's not like, just put it this way. Puffy was the first one to sleep with someone's baby mother.
Exactly. She's clout chasing like a bitch.
Puffy wasn't the first to sleep with someone's baby mother.
I think we all know that.
Like I said, it's your choice.
Yes, we can leave it at that.
And
this happened while I was with him, so I was there, so I know this for a fact.
Right. Why?
We know that.
You want to end this kind of way? You want to say something to people? Everybody came on here. You know that. You got a whole lot to talk about on the next one because the next one will be a little quick.
So stay tuned. And I'm so sorry about the tardiness, but it wasn't a tardiness. It was like the powers that be try to get me not to do this live, but we're going to keep going, keep the momentum. And it's just a lot to talk about. Because I had so many points I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about the post that 50 put up today, threatening my son, and I'm going to get into that too. But no, it wasn't. I'm going to tell you. Somebody said Kim Porter. ... It wasn't Kim Porter. It wasn't her.
It wasn't.
It wasn't Kim Porter.
Definitely wasn't Kim Porter. No. Well, if that's how you want to end it, we can go from there.
Yeah. So we'll definitely spin the block. I'm definitely going to be. This is you guys are going to hear the unfiltered truth. No more letting someone control the narrative. No one. Yeah, this is.
We hear. I do want to ask you a question first because this was something that a lot of people was rumored. Excuse my bad. There was rumored about the NDA that 50 silenced you from being on TV shows, from talking, doing interviews. What was the situation with the NDA, the non-disclosure agreement? What happened?
I don't have a non-disclosure agreement. What it is, it's a fictional. It's a contract for a book and life rights that he is showing everyone. Which we all know, a contract has a beginning and an ending date. So
now that part, I do believe, y'all. Like I do believe that he blackballs her from doing reality TV and shit like that. I do believe that part. I'm not gonna sit up there and say that I don't believe that part. I believe that shit.
40 laws of power. Always let them depend on you for their happiness. But luckily for Shaniqua Tompkins, I believe in God and I don't depend on 50 Cent for my happiness.
I think that's what
we can let it go on that. You want to say something to the people?
All right. Well, that's basically what she had to say. I feel like it was a clout chase. She did not even get into telling us anything about Daphne Joy. She didn't get to tell us who he supposedly slept with. She said it wasn't Kim Porter. Could it have been Misa, like our girl OC girl is saying in the chat? It could have been Misa, however you say her name, Misa, however the hell you say that lady name. Could it have been her? Because I'm confused. I don't know what to think at this point. I don't even know if I believe that. I don't know if I believe that. I'm sorry. I feel like people do shit for clout. Just like we see people doing every day, just like we see right now. There's somebody somewhere doing some shit for some clout. So I'm about to look it up though. 50 Cent. I'm looking it up, y'all. Oh yeah. Other people are saying it could have been Misa. That's crazy. But why would she do that? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I just know that this I'm tired of the Diddy trial. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. Like, I hope they get to the bottom of whatever's supposed to be happening this with this verdict, because I'm tired of hearing about it at this point. Like, we all know he had an issue, something was wrong with him. And that's just the gist of it. Like, that's just the gist of it. That's just the gist of it. And I feel like it's still like these type of behaviors are still going on today. Like, hello, Tory Lanez was sleeping with both women. Like, hello, look at Bow Wow baby mother. She has a baby with Bow Wow. She has a baby with Future, and she has a baby with somebody in the NFL. So it's like they all sleep with each other's women. They all sleep with each other's men. They share baby daddies and stuff like that. I mean, at this point, I know it's still early in their relationship, but I wouldn't be surprised if Cardi B and Stephon Diggs ended up having a baby with each other. I wouldn't be surprised. These people, they all sleep with each other. This is nothing new. This is nothing new. I mean, look at Diddy and his kids, how close in age they was. He had women pregnant at the same damn time. Look at Future and how many kids Future got. I know that's right, Big O. I know that's right. That's why half of them is sharing herpes. Hello. Like, there's just certain things you should not share. And I'm not sharing my money, my food, or my nigga. I'm not doing that. Not at all. You cannot come into this house talking about, can we have a polygamous? You want a polygamous eye? You want a polygamous arm? Do you want a polygamous throat? Do you want a polygamous head? Because I'm going to shoot your shit and give you two of them. Just saying. Yes, I did hear that, but I don't even know. OT girl, I definitely heard that. I don't know how true that is. I feel like these blogs just be putting anything out. Because I follow her, and she said, damn, I can't even go to a Beyonce concert without y'all watching me. So I don't know how true that is. I think that they was just hanging out, and she went to his show, and they hung out afterwards. I don't know if that's actual and factual, because the last time I checked, Austin had a girlfriend, and the girl was hanging out in him and Cardi B house in Atlanta and everything. So I don't know how that could be possible if he has a whole girlfriend already. I don't know. I just know I'm not with all of that sharing shit. I don't care. I'm not with all of that sharing shit. I'm just not, and never will be. You guys heard about B Simone not helping her friend out and this, that, and the third. How you guys feeling about the B Simone thing? Because I have an opinion myself about it, but I want to actually look more into it before I give my opinion about it personally. Other than that, I don't have anything else for you guys. I do have a subject that I do want to talk about, but I think I'm gonna make that a whole separate live. I was on TikTok last night, and I see that there's a trend that's not really a trend, y'all. Like, this been going on forever. Children are not children, millennials, should I say, my generation. We're not accepting the lack of accountability of mistakes from our elderly. So we stopped speaking to them altogether. And now there's a whole trend on TikTok talking about it. And I really can relate to it because I have a few family members, like, now that I'm an adult and I'm working on myself and I'm go to therapy and stuff, it's certain people that need to hold themselves accountable for certain things that they have done. And they refuse to do that. So I refuse to be a part of their lives. I don't know why in the world I thought I was the only person in the world that has been through this, but it's a lot of people going through this. So that's something that I will be coming on to talk about. Tomorrow, I will not be live. I have to register for school. And I need help. I need help with this shit because it's just so much information I gotta put in, so much information. And I did it wrong the last time. So I will not be live tomorrow because I have to be at an appointment for a few hours, getting myself registered for school. Cybersecurity, IT, that's what I'm going into. I'm leaving out of healthcare and I'm going into cybersecurity and IT and all that type of stuff. Yeah, I just gotta continue focusing on me. You say you don't you don't know? Yeah, I'm trying to go back to school. I'm trying to go back to school, big O. I'm getting certified in certain stuff when I go back to work. So I just gotta focus on that. But I will be live on Tuesday. And we can discuss a few things. As of now, I think I should relax, let the sun go down. Before I start cooking for dinner tonight, I am making lasagna, garlic bread from scratch, and some salad. That's gonna be dinner. That's going to be lunch for the next few days. The game come on tonight. Who y'all think gonna win the game 7? Because we got game 7. Who do y'all think is going to win? And how y'all feel about? Let's just go look through some things. How do y'all feel about what Trump did? Do y'all think we going to war? I'm sorry, I'm sitting here reading something. I don't get why y'all be like, why do y'all talk about this girl's son when she's celebrating her son's birthday? Why the fuck what the fuck is wrong with that? Like, y'all are some weirdos. I just happen to be I'm on my computer, y'all, so I'm looking at another post and it's like, what is wrong with people? All right, let's watch this real quick. I like watching stuff.
Her, Daphne. I used to think anything spiritual was evil. Growing up in a strict household, I was taught that dreams were just dreams and signs were coincidences. But now I know I was wrong.
Do something with it.
It's just money coming to me easily. Money coming in and needing me. Money coming in. Girl, I'll be watching her. She be some good stuff.
Step back and to hold off on making that decision. Number 2, if you happen to look at yourself in the mirror and you notice that what's staring back at you doesn't quite look like you, that is a sign that you have an attachment. It does not mean that you're tired or that you're just getting older. No, if you look at yourself in the mirror and clearly like it's you that's there, but something's off, it's time for a cleansing. And
now let me be clear. I believe in God. I am baptized and everything underneath the sun, okay? But there are people out here that wish bad on you, and I need people to be aware of when somebody is trying to put something on you, do bad towards you, and all of that. Like, even watching some of these things that we sit here and watch, come and get one, Big O. Come and get a plate. Don't get caught up in the tactics. Oh, you mean with Trump and what he's trying to do? Yeah, I agree with you. I totally agree with you there. But yeah, there's people in this world that do not want to see nothing good for you. They are spiritually not aligned with the things that you are not aligned with. And you got to be careful out here. So let's just listen to this and then I'm going to get out of here.
It has to be simultaneous and it has to be everything. Oh, and number 3, extreme lack of energy. The best way an enemy can get to you is if you can't do nothing for yourself or want nothing for yourself. You could be getting enough sleep. You could be taking your vitamins, drinking your water. And if you still just really dog tired, maybe something ain't right. People always think it's your health. No, baby, it's that spirit. I'll tell y'all how to protect yourself in the next video. Peace.
The biggest sign that you're under spiritual attack is you're having constant car or financial problems. Spiritual entities that are dark will attack your car and your finances just to throw you off. One thing you can do is wear black tourmaline, especially as a necklace, to counter this.
Signs that somebody has tried to destiny swap with you.
And destiny swapping is very real. Very real. Very real.
You can literally sense the power that somebody has. You can sense the light that somebody carries with them. And in voodoo, we believe that your elbow points in the directions that you can go. It's your changer. That's how you pivot, is with your elbow, right? So a destiny swap is when somebody wants to switch their life in alignment more with yours, with your life, with your goal, with your purpose, okay? And how do they do that? They gonna rub elbows with you. Rubbing elbows. Don't ever rub your elbows with nobody in this spiritual practice. Don't let them touch your elbows. Don't rub elbows, period. If you like and comment enough, I guess I'll teach you how to get rid of it.
Some sick
Real signs you're under spiritual attack.
Here are 5 signs that you or somebody you know may have a demonic spirit attacking them. Number 1, if you are experiencing mental oppression, the devil loves to attack our minds, okay? The mind is a battlefield. It is the devil's playground. Many people that experience mental oppression, like anxiety, depression, suicidal thoughts, fear, unforgiveness, thoughts of rejection. Many people don't realize that these thoughts that you're experiencing are not from God. And if it's not from God, then it has to be from the devil. There's only 2 sources of power in this world, and it is God and it is the devil. We have to understand that these are demonic spirits that are attacking your mind. The devil wants to infect our minds. The devil knows that our mind...
Looking down to money. All money ain't good money. Like, all money ain't good money. I could give a good example of that too.
God is by your thoughts, by your mind. That is why the Bible tells us to set our minds on heavenly things. Set your mind on praiseworthy things, not the things here on this earth. It's so important to renew your mind with the word of God. This is how you're going to be able to defeat the devil in your mind. 2 Timothy 1 verse 7 says, God does not give us a spirit of fear, but of power and love and self-discipline. The devil loves an idle mind. So the less productive that you are, the more the devil has a foothold to invade your thoughts. It is important to stay productive, to make sure that you're getting in the presence of God. Otherwise, you might give the devil open access to your mind. The devil can gain access to your mind through sin. So when you sin, you're opening the door for the enemy. You're essentially walking out of the grace of God over his protection, and you're giving the devil room to invade your life. So this is why God tells us to not sin, because then we're not going to be under his perfect grace. We're not going to be under his protection. It is so important, like I said, to renew your mind with the word of God. Ephesians 4 verse 23 says, let the Spirit renew your thoughts and attitudes. Don't let the devil have your mind. Take back control of your mind today. Allow God to have the power over your mind, not the enemy. The second sign that someone has a demonic spirit attacking them is demonic dreams. The devil loves to attack us in our dreams because he knows that he can't get to us in real life. I don't know about you guys, but I always experience demonic attacks in my dreams. This is because the enemy knows that he cannot get me in the real world. We're in a more vulnerable state when we're sleeping. And so the enemy tries to attack us through our dreams, okay? The devil comes to kill, steal, and destroy. The devil wants to disrupt your peace. Matthew 13:25 says, while everyone was asleep, the enemy came and sowed weeds. Okay, so this is telling us that the enemy attacks us when we're sleeping. The devil will send sexual dreams, perverted dreams, dreams of eating, like overeating, nightmares, and even sleep paralysis. When I was a child, I used to experience sleep paralysis, y'all, and this is no joke. So scary. It was one of the scariest memories I have as a child. I used to get sleep paralysis often as a kid, and I know now that that was the enemy trying to attack me because he knew the call over my life. So when you have these demonic dreams, make sure that you wake up, you rebuke them, and that you get in prayer. Remember, the devil wants you to have a spirit of fear, and he tries to do that by giving you.
Let me just say this. Like, I had experienced my own level of a demon. I allowed a demon into my home to live with me. And that was the worst experience ever. And it was a family member. Be careful with who you trying to help out here, because everybody do not mean you good, nor do they want to see you doing better than them or doing good at all. Not only did this demon that was in my home, they allowed somebody else, 2 other people, to come in my home, and it was just a bad situation. So that's why now for me, I don't care if I got this extra bedroom. I would pay for this extra bedroom. I would keep this extra bedroom. This extra bedroom is actually a office / my cat's room. When I have a child, that will all change, and that will be their room. I don't care who in my family needs somewhere to stay. I don't care which one of my friends needs somewhere to stay. Can't nobody come and lay across my couch, my bed, or in my extra bedroom, period. You can't do it. I refuse to do it. Your home is your sanctuary. Be careful with who you decide to help. If you are going to help somebody and you are having discernment about helping them, maybe it's not meant for you to help them. And that's why I say with the B. Simone thing, I have to watch that before I give my commentary on that, because I see a lot of people saying B. Simone is a bad friend. And I've seen her do some things in the past that I can say, yeah, she's a bad friend. But I also want to give B. Simone some grace before I actually talk about that situation. Now, let's get back into these 10 spiritual things, signs you must never ignore.
Nightmares by giving you demonic dreams. Okay, so when you wake up, make sure you rebuke the spirit of fear. Make sure that you stand firm in the power of God. Okay, because he's more powerful than the devil. So he needs to sit down, back up. Okay, he can't have your mind. He can't have you. Number 3, an intense desire or craving for things that are not of God. So this could be drugs, alcohol, lustful thoughts. If you find yourself having an intense desire or craving for ungodly things, this could be a demonic spirit attacking your life. Demons naturally crave ungodly, unholy, and unhealthy things. So it's natural when a person has a demonic spirit in them or attached to them or attached.
And then y'all wonder why I call a lot of these people that sit up on these panels all day long doing nothing with themselves but belittling people, talking about each other, flip-flopping on each other and all of that. Y'all meaning to tell me these people are not demons? Y'all meaning to tell me by us watching it, nothing can happen, nothing can affect us? I don't believe that. That's why I barely be at places that a lot of people be at, because I'm not watching that while it's going on. I might catch a replay if it's not deleted. If not, I could care less. What you mean projecting, darling? Oh, yes, they be projecting. Definitely, if that's what you mean by that.
Attacking them for that person to feel over desire for things that are not of God. So some people might battle with gluttony, which is like an overindulgence for eating or just anything. This could be a demonic spirit, the spirit of gluttony. So it is so important to rebuke any demonic spirit that is causing you to crave or be addicted to something. Ephesians 6:12 says, "We do not battle against flesh and blood, but against evil rulers and authorities of the unseen world, against mighty powers in the dark world, and against evil spirits in heavenly places." So we're not fighting a fleshly battle. We're fighting a spiritual battle. A lot of the times you cannot see these spiritual things that are taking place, but you have to understand it is a spiritual battle. Stay prayed up and stay in the presence of God. I cannot express this enough. Number 4, if you are in the occult or you practice witchcraft, any spirituality that is not rooted in Jesus Christ is demonic. Dabbling in any sort of divination, tarot cards, astrology, yoga, psychic mediums, all of these things are demonic, and they're giving the devil access to you. A lot of people who practice New Age spirituality or witchcraft think that they're channeling like angels or spirit guides or even God, and that is false. The devil masquerades as an angel of light. You are actually communicating with demonic spirits. We have to be careful when you're playing around with this stuff. We know it. I mean, I know it sounds enticing to be able to look into your future, to be able to manifest your own desires, but this is all demonic, and God says that anybody who practices witchcraft is an abomination to him. I used to
now that part I can't, because I watch a lot of history things and a lot of African religion and stuff like that, so that's where I become conflicted when it comes to stuff.
To deter your relationship with God. So sometimes it is a spiritual thing that happens, that every time you pick up your Bible, you get tired. Every time you pick up your Bible, your phone goes off. Somebody's calling you. There's something that's going on that distracts you from reading your Bible. Same thing that goes with prayer. Same thing goes with spiritual fatigue. So what that means is that you just become tired of doing these things. Like maybe you are doing them consistently, and now you're starting to question, is this even working? Why am I even doing this? You know, you start to lose a desire of doing these things. This leads into number 2, feeling depressed.
Very, 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 very important in the life of the chosen one, right? Number 1 is when you dream and you see yourself locked up in a room. When you see yourself locked up in a room, just know that an aspect of you have been stolen or have been imprisoned, right? And this aspect of you could be your soul power, right? Could be your real soul as well. Your soul that carries all your spiritual gifts, right? The soul that carries.
If you're having money problems, this video is for you. I'm about to show you how to break a hex. Okay. Because the first thing that the enemy does,
Girl, I don't need you to show me how to get rid of nothing. Big O! You need to chill out, boy. You got to chill out. Oh, God, y'all. It's so hot. I need to turn on my central air. My computer is dying. So I guess I'm going to leave it here. And I'll be back, like I said, not tomorrow. I will not be back tomorrow, because I know after I register and get myself enrolled into these classes, that phone call is going to be so long, it's going to annoy me. So I'm going to need a break after that. But Tuesday, I'll be back, and we will talk about a few things. I hope you guys have a lovely Sunday. Be careful in this heat. The tri-state area, we are going through a heat wave, and I think today is the first day. Yes, I'm definitely going to stay hydrated for real, because it's too hot. Now, I'm releasing y'all back to these dusty, dusty, dusty streets. Y'all keep your heads on the swivel, like I always say. And I'll see y'all the next time around. I'll probably be live around Tuesday morning. No, not Tuesday morning. It will not be in the mornings, y'all. It will definitely be in the afternoon, around 5, 6 o'clock. So, yeah, I'll see y'all then. I'll holla.